This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. I was thinking about interesting theories I could do for WandVision, and thought of this one. I have no idea if this is going to be correct or not, but I feel like it could be possible. In the trailer for the show, we hear a voice talking to Wanda. We do not know who it is, unless I haven't recognized the voice. I do have a theory if it is a voice of someone that we know, which I'll incorporate into this, but it could be either way. My theory is that the voice belongs to Charles Xavier, and there's a very interesting story behind what's happening with him. I think throwing in Professor X would just feel like fan service, and I feel like there's a good way to incorporate him into the story. And her father, which will be very interesting, which I'm going to go over right now. I think that the missile that killed her parents was sent by Xavier, and you might be thinking that's out of line for Professor X, but I have an interesting way to explain it. I think in the MCU, Professor X is a lot more scared that mutants will be not accepted into society and wants to keep them a secret. He once worked with Magneto, who will be Wanda's father, and he learned, once Magneto turned on him, that he was going to do some kind of uprising in, I think, Sokovia. I'm pretty sure that's where Wanda lived. And Xavier, fearing that this will put mutants in a bad light and wanted to keep them a secret, used the combat going on in the area to send a Stark missile into Magneto's house, killing him and his wife, but he does not know that he had kids and feels guilty for that, and decided not to go help them in a similar way to Black Panther with T'Challa's father. People may be a little against this, but I feel like it could be an interesting way to introduce Xavier and the X-Men into the universe. And it will be an interesting way to put them back in and to show where they were all this time. I also think that Wanda will eventually be able to figure this out, and in retaliation for this, she will bring her brother back to life, which I think she'll do anyway, but she'll also return her father to life, who will want to get revenge on Xavier, setting up the X-Men movies of the future. I think this will definitely be interesting. And I feel like this is the most fun way to do it, and I think that originally Xavier will be helping her try to piece reality back together in the show, and then she'll eventually figure out what he did, and like I said, she'll bring back her father to wage war on Xavier, and this will lead to the X-Men movies, and I feel like that may be the reason they were not announced during the Marvel portion of the Disney Investors Call, because it's going to be a similar case to the Book of Boba Fett, where they don't want you to know about it, because they wanted to keep it as a surprise ending for the show. I don't think that Wanda will be teaming up with her father or anything. I don't think she's going to go through another villainous arc, but I do think that she'll do it to give her father justice and a second chance at life, but not knowing why he was killed, or even that he's going to try to get revenge. I also have an interesting theory about how she got her powers, which is tied to this. I think that she didn't fully get her powers from the Mind Stone. I think it was just enhanced by it. I think that it was in a way of her mutant gene being activated, but then the Mind Stone was able to enhance those abilities and make them even more powerful. I think this also works with how she's having these problems with her powers where she is changing reality and stuff. I think since the Mind Stone was destroyed, that is really messing with her mind and her mutant abilities. Since someone like Captain Marvel didn't really have them, and she just got her power straight from the stone, but I think that with the stone messing with her mutant abilities, that makes her go a little more crazy. And that will be why she is creating these realities where Vision is alive and going through these different eras. Going back to my point earlier that I didn't really know who the voice belonged to. If it does belong to a character that we've already seen, I think Xavier would try to be using a voice of someone that she knows to try to talk her into it. And I think that it was basically play out the same way, but even more betrayal once she learns who the person really is. Basically, I have no really proof for this, and I have no idea if this is going to be true or not, but it's just something I wanted to point out there before the show came out to see if I was right. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories, and may the Force be with you.